Looks like your credits went through just fine. Fantastic. Now, where was I? Right. You were asking about the mercs, Nox Solaris. Well, friend, you have come to the right man. Been their humble street pharmacist since just after they got together. Some of my best clients, by the way. But more importantly for you, they're the best there is at what they do. I mean, what a group! Leader's a bona fide Atlantean voyager. That's right, Atlantean. Then there's the spooky techno-wizard cyborg genius. Finally, a mystic smithy giant. 12 feet tall if he's an inch. Not to mention the mountain of a spirit bear he calls brother. Now, I can get word to him if you're looking to hire Mister. No problem there. Just let old Blitz give you 2 tiny tips for your health. First, don't get on their bad side. Make sure you have payment ready to go, and don't try to pull any bullshit, or you're worse than dead. And second, don't piss off that fucking bear.
Finally, there you are. The Nexus had just enough power to fuel one more try. The last step. The Megaverse knows my Atlantean people as heroes, but a shadow of chaos has taken root in me. They try to bind it. They try to bury it. But when I finally called out to it, to you, from across the void, you answered, I am ready.
Welcome, traveler, to the Black Shore.
Your shame reaches a mother's heart, even beyond the veil, little brother. My sister saw and mocked her as the darkness closed in. She giggled and synthesized honey-sweet tones while leaning close to softly breathe her venom into my ear. And so, with judgment passed and tourniquets in place, my family commanded the automated surgical bots to neatly slice both arms and legs from my torso. The harsh lights overhead swam and dimmed before my eyes, as flesh and bone were replaced with cold, unfeeling metal to cripple my connection to the arcane. Now, my family lies far behind my path, and I follow a new teacher as she whispers from the darkness ahead. Her voice haunts me with promises of forbidden knowledge and wonders precious beyond compare. Each step brings me closer to my prize, closer to my revenge, closer to her.
Nah, brother. My eyes read the stars as keenly as your ancient ones do. It is almost here. E is almost home. And with him comes the end for our proud and noble Vana countryman, along with the rest of the souls on this world. As his foul shadow falls upon us all, we alone stand for those who cannot. Ugh. So rise, son of Aku. Our ancestors smile upon us this night as they call us home. Come and let us earn our place amongst the stars above.
Yep, live here too. All right, guys. We are here for the third session of the Prism of KeterFall campaign. We're here with Dex, Kilo, and Bear, and they are playing Akama, Ren, and Ymir respectively. One thing that we do want to go ahead and get taken care of real quick is I want to very quickly drop Wotech. I think this should be all set up. There we go.
Hey.
And his token is all set. Perfect. All right. Now, where last we left off, you guys had just boarded a large aircraft carrier-like modified vessel. You had finally reached the shoreline of the island that you had rifted to, where a large, advanced, technologically and magically advanced society had set up a large base. Now, you still haven't really gotten a lot of information about the factions, but we have met a few individuals so far that are here for the same reason. It looks like people are, in this area to basically join up with a dimensional merc company and find employment with one of the major factions of them in this area. So, as you guys have boarded this ship, you're supposed to be being taken to to the mainland, and you were not charged anything. So this is basically just like a airport shuttle to get you over where you have some options of where to go. As you guys settle in, let's see here. Let's get this done. Okay, so as you guys settle in, right away, you guys notice that there are several turrets set up. This place looks like it is pretty much accustomed to rough and tumble, mega damage creatures coming aboard for passage. The turrets that are set up look like they could easily cut a lightly mega damage armored individual in half with a single blast. Huge barrels, very, very sophisticated targeting systems, and you guys quickly get the impression that it would be ill-advised to really start any trouble here because you're not even seeing necessarily guards set up. It looks like this vessel is designed to basically just keep people in check and get you from point A to point B without too much discomfort. Now,
Ren's gonna pull out a stick of gum and throw the trash on the ground and see what happens. No, I'm just joking.
All right, so you guys, let me go ahead and grab this image so that you can have a reminder here. All right, so once again, this is roughly what the interior looks like, okay? And as you guys are checking things out, you do have the freedom to move about and go where you'd like. You see in the dim light of the ship, you see that there are restroom facilities, it looks like, down to the aft, to the rear of the vessel. Just basic amenities, but it's kind of lost off in the darkness what else is back there. To the front of the ship, that's stern, right? To the stern of the ship, you guys notice that there is passage forward, and Ren, for right now, we're going to say that your vehicle has been brought up and loaded into that, front section, that kind of front cargo section. We still need to get... Did we ever get that image set? Yes, actually, right here. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm going to drop this right here. And we're going to shrink that a little just for the sake of convenience. And we'll drop it here and turn it like this. Okay, so we've got your vehicle in the cargo bay. And like I said, at this point, as you guys look around, there's several other participants from the meeting earlier that are present. People are just kind of milling around and getting to where they're gonna sit down. There are lots of seats located in the kind of middle section that you're in, and a little bit more towards the rear of the vessel. So there's different seats and benches and things like that. And it looks like
this right now. It's still dark, so
yeah. And you guys are able now, if there's anything that you're wanting to do, you're able to actually go ahead and take some action. So what would you guys? You're still basically in a small group. You'd say there's probably a dozen or so participants still left besides yourselves, and you'd say that everybody's just now starting to kind of thin out, spread out, and move down towards this kind of bottom section of the boat to kind of find some seats and so forth to kind of occupy. But at this point, you guys are free to kind of move around anywhere you'd care to. Or
are there any other groups using light sources or anything? I'm trying to get a read on what people are doing right now to not stand out like a sore thumb, since I'm very out of
as you look around, you don't really see anybody else kicking on lights and so forth. It seems like most of these individuals are either able to see in dim light, or they're able to, they have some other mitigation.
Ymir is nervous right now with what just happened when the metal door shut behind him. He doesn't like being in this room. The ceilings are high enough where he doesn't feel claustrophobic, but he does see the blinking lights of the turrets slowly swaying back and forth, and seeing that he's basically in a big metal box, and he's always associated those type of turrets with his enemies from his homeland. So he doesn't like how far Wotek is away from him, so he calls Wotek over closer to his side, because right now he's feeling like he needs his brother closer.
Okay.
He's not combat ready. He's just on his guard. The hairs have stood up on his giant, the bristly hairs on his arm, bright red, fire dragon red hairs on his arms that match his hair and his beard color stand up on end just from being in this box. He doesn't like being in this box. He understands he has to be here to get where they need to go, but he still doesn't like it.
Okay, and at this, he leans his head towards you, and you get a strong sensation coming from him. That go through okay?
Yep.
Let me see. Yes.
Good. Okay, so as you sense this from him, you see that his claws begin digging into the MDC metal grates of the floor, and as he does that, you actually see one of the turrets swivel over to his position, and the green light goes from the green light turns yellow. You see it train on his position for a moment, and then after just a moment, when he stops, it continues swaying back and forth with its light going back to green. This definitely lets you know that these automated systems they're not gonna put up with any kind of nonsense. They are designed to keep this boat from being torn apart.
Exactly.
Go for it.
It says here in my equipment I have a multi-optics band.
Yeah.
What does that all entail?
Pretty much whatever. I'd say infrared. I'd say night vision. I'd say
Well, then may
telescopic.
I strap that multi-optics band on, and or if it's built into my hood, if I would have probably done that, I would guess maybe.
You got it.
Could I turn that on?
Yes, sir. You go ahead and kick that on. Give me 2 seconds. And you do want to do... You're wanting to do night vision, or you're wanting to... I would say that there's also...
I would say romantic, like lighting. No, I'm yeah,
like a nice champagne color? All right.
Yeah.
So...
Slight flicker to
But definitely night vision and not like a little, like, beam of light, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go. We're gonna say 40. Give me a tint color.
I'll do the standard, like green.
You got it.
This would have been helpful in our little practice session if I would have realized I had that instead of...
Believe it. All right. Limited field, nope. Low light, nope. That should do it. And let's take a look through his eyes, make sure we're good.
Hey, thanks, man.
No, that you give it to Dex, I guess, because I don't have anything different.
Oh, shit, my bad. Oh,
I just
shit.
heard Dex go, hey, thanks. I'm
Yeah,
like,
he's like, great.
It's like, I see you now. Hey, thanks for letting me borrow your goggles real quick. Here, take
Right.
it back.
Right?
yeah, can you hold these? I'm looking for something else right now. Hold these. I'm gonna put them on in a second. Cool. All right. Yeah, we just made that work.
A little
That's
transition.
great. Right?
Man, that was some cool ass goggles, man. Where you get this from, boy?
Just retconned that.
All right.
I
There's
can probably figure out a way to
all
make
of
those
that.
for you,
Ooh.
limited low light,
or we
total
can buy
light.
them from the
Yeah, they're not
Bass Pro Shop
expensive.
at the back of the ship.
Right? All right, so everybody is set. Light
That's the
looks
range on
good.
these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's roughly 40 feet.
Cool.
With dimming starting at 15. Okay, so what would you guys like to be doing? At this point, most of the other participants have already found seats and basically started to get settled in. Is there anywhere anybody wants to move? If you guys would like to grab your ruler and kind of show me if there's, any direction that people are wanting to go in, I'd be happy to go ahead and get your guys moved around. You're free to kind of look around and interact with the individuals. They're not placed right now. Here we go.
I'm glad I see your arrow. Oh, you want to go this way?
Right? And
My green doesn't go to my left when I move over here. Does it take a bit to load, I guess?
you're green.
My green or around me.
Yeah, you can't see outside of the ship. That's the wall of the ship.
Oh, that's the wall of the ship. Oh, I did not realize that.
Yes, sir.
Well then. Oops, I ran into a wall.
These things are not working.
All right, Wotech wants to basically come over next to the wall, and he finds like a small padded, almost like a pet bed that's set up. It's just got a thick mattress, but it's got scratches and shit all over it. And he kind of comes over and sniffs it, and in sensing other, natural creatures, he feels a little bit of comfort finally, and just kind of squats down. And although he doesn't lay down, he's at least on his haunches and kind of looks a little less on edge.
Irritable.
Yeah, he starts kind of grooming himself and just kind of trying to occupy his attention.
I don't see the other player tokens. Am I not supposed to?
No, yeah, you guys aren't.
Okay,
At
that's
this
fine. I was just
at
making
this
sure.
point, everybody's just kind of, everybody's just kind
Well,
of in their
in
own deals.
seeing this, Emir walks over to Wotech's bed and sits beside him. And I would like to then scan the crowd of the people sitting down with my fine contraband and size up some of the people that are sitting down in like their seats.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and do a roll for the fine contraband. That is mostly for you to be able to identify who would be good to talk to kind of get. For example, if you're in a place where most drugs are illegal, that skill is really good at showing you who to talk to be able to get drugs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So is there
I
anything in
was thinking
particular
of
you're
it
looking for?
from more of looking for smugglers or people that might deal in blacksmith weapons or fine gems, anything that in that kind of realm, more close to the street and more primal in nature, more than technological. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a skill roll from your character sheet.
Me over
Alright.
here thinking you're trying to look for fucking glow weed or some shit.
My bear's gonna need it. I'm not gonna need it.
Get him lit. Get him good and lit.
Got to.
Need some
Let's
Quaaludes,
see.
man. Quaaludes will do it.
Nice.
Modifier? Any modifier?
You know what? Hold off on that roll. Give me 1 second. I wanna
Okay.
look at something, guys. What are the rest of you want to be doing while he's doing this?
I would like to cast 3 eyes so I can
Okay.
see in the dark.
Okay, go ahead and cast it. And let's see. Let me hit that before I switch this over.
I touch my stomach. I'm like, let me see light.
All right, as soon as you touch your tattoo, there's that burst of PPE that fuses the tattoo into a mystic symbol instead of just painting on a body. And as soon as that sigil is complete, your inner eye once again bursts to life. I think before... What was the range on that, bro? We had set it up. I could I could check on this other page, on our test page. I had gotten yours set, I remember, according to
It says perfect vision plus the
1,200.
following: 1,200 feet,
Yeah, bro. That's why I wanted to check because this is
366 meters.
astronomically high, and I want to make sure you're getting your full. I mean that spell is insane, really good. Okay, so 1,200 with dimming at 100, and you had picked the green. Okay, perfect. We got this. I apologize, guys. There's going to be little things like this that are going to take just a moment as we
Don't worry about it, man.
get
This is
started.
all part of the game.
Right? So 1,200.
Exactly.
And dimming at, what the fuck did I say? 100?
100.
Okay. We still got the green. And there we go.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you should be able to fucking see everything, bro. Okay, so your enhanced vision bursts forth. And real quick, tell me again what that detects. If you hit me with that description.
Sees invisible, supernatural, and also sees auras.
Okay, right away, you notice that most of the individuals standing around you or sitting now, most of them are registering as very powerful when it comes to magical potency, but also several of them appear to have really powerful psionic profiles, and most of their auras are shining pretty brightly with energy. Now, as we come back to you, as you interact with different individuals, remind me that you want to use your enhanced sight on them, and you'll be able to get more information, okay?
Can I check to see if there's any invisible beings around me?
Excellent. Go ahead and roll a perception roll.
Hey.
Great. All right, so you do notice that lining the walls in even rows, probably you'd say probably 20 to 30 feet, you're seeing a strange, wispy, like torso up form of a humanoid that they look like they're almost made of like swirling wind, composed of magical energy. Their limbs are really loose, and the form of each one is almost indecipherable, but you can tell that they're each placed strategically, almost like guards. Their torsos are hovering about 5 feet off of the ground from the bottom, from like where their navel is, with nothing below it. And you do notice at the end of each arm, their hands are missing as well, and the wispy energy just seems to unravel at the end of the form. Now the heads each have deep, sunken, dark pits for eyes, and the mouths appear to be hung open almost in a silent scream, with strange tooth-like protrusions pointing out and forward from each one of the mouths. Each one of the mouths seems to be rimmed with maybe 40 or 50 of these protrusions, and each one looks long and sharp enough to easily deal a mortal wound if delivered, in a vital area. Each seems to twitch violently and jerk, but only every few seconds. The unnerving thing is they do it all in unison, exactly at the same time, for the exact same duration, and exactly in the same patterns of movement between their head, arms, and torso. Okay, other than that, in this room, you do not see any other invisible entities or objects.
Are they are they like silent? Like them
Completely
shaking and shit?
silent. Completely silent.
Uh-huh.
Does Wotech sense these beings?
As you Well, we'll come right back to that. We'll come right
Okay.
back to that. Okay, let me see real quick. I want to make sure who we had on here. And we're going to go Let's see, they had all departed. So had they, so it's really this. Yeah, okay. So, as you guys are looking around at the individuals on the boat, you do notice, let's see here, you do notice that 3 of the ones that you recognize, sorry, let me just resize these. 3 that you recognize are present. I got a token.
Oh, hello.
Okay, now the third that you recognize is with these 2, and it is the sarcophagus that they were both pushing that was levitating earlier. Again, the face on the exterior of the sarcophagus looks almost alien in nature. It looks human, but not quite. And the rest of its form really doesn't really seem to give away much about whoever the occupant would be. Again, it does look very high tech, but it also looks like it has mystical properties. They are over on the right side of the boat. And okay. All right. So I wanted to get to a comma as you look at both of these individuals. You had already kind of sized them up previously. But now that you're taking a second with your vision to see the sarcophagus, you actually see that it is shining, even though it seems to completely environmentally seal in whatever's inside. It has a definite glow that is impressing upon you that whatever's inside is powerful on a scale that even something that apparently completely contains it, it still makes that substance emanate a kind of aura of magic and psionic energy, okay? This impresses you because from most of what you've seen before, shouldn't be possible. Should definitely not be possible. All right, you're
Is
set.
it a good aura or an evil aura?
You can't tell. You can't tell. It's kind of like when you get extremely mad, you're not just mad anymore. You've kind of crossed over into another. You're almost like primal, right? It's that kind of energy scale where it could be used for anything, good, bad, it doesn't matter. It's almost like a star. It's so powerful, right?
Oh, it's like a natural, not natural, like a neutral feeling.
Yes. More it's so powerful it's almost beyond good and evil. Okay. Now let's really quick before we get to Bear's roll. Let's jump over to Ren. Ren, what is it you're doing?
I would probably walk around a bit, take a quick glance at some of the machinery. Does it look pretty standard, or is there anything that stands out specifically about it that looks unique or bizarre or alien to me?
You're not seeing much that is really throwing up a lot of alarms. Essentially, you're seeing what would be a high-tech renovation of an older ship. The source of technology looks like it's pretty damn advanced, but out of practicality, even in these kind of settings, that's nasty. That's nasty. In these kind of settings, it's been your experience that usually high-tech renovations will still make use of whatever's practical. And so a lot of the interior of the ship is reminiscent to like the old sailing vessel that it was, but now it's got like mega damage plating in strategic points, and high-tech systems in order to allow for navigation and power and plumbing and things like that. But you're not seeing anything that suggests this is like a fucking ship that's about to take off and fly into outer space, or that it was made necessarily for like some kind of extreme use. It does definitely seem to just be a kind of more basic, even though highly advanced when it comes to materials and so forth. It seems more like a basic transport. And you would guess that this ship probably would do well to not get in any kind of major conflicts, because you're actually seeing, and because you're so technologically gifted, and oriented, you're seeing that there's a lot of structural points where taking one good like railgun round would basically blow a huge chunk of the ship apart. And this lends itself to you just kind of going, yeah, this isn't like a warship, right? So, although from the outside, you did notice that, by the way, Ren, you do see a door directly to the south of right here. There's a door directly beneath your position right here. I'm still working on how to make that a little more visible. The hatch does appear sealed. It's large, mega damage, and environmental, and it does seem like it's sealed with some kind of security lock. It has a small keypad with a biometric sensor directly above the keypad, and a retina sensor as well. So it's got a place for people to put like a handprint and take an eye scan, as well as a keypad. The toilets are all pretty fucking nasty from what you can see, and the one that appears to be made for giants is wretched. The stench coming out of that stall instantly makes you want to fucking retch all over the floor, but you hold it in. All right, so you continue walking around a little, and as they're doing their stuff, you do make it right up to the cargo area and start taking a look around. Your vehicle is directly in front of you, by the way. Okay, at this point, Wotek, hit me with that roll, bro.
Any modifiers, sir?
That would probably depend on... Let me take a quick look here.
And just a reminder too, Red, you have that data chip from last session. I signed to you, and you were going to translate it for me.
Yes, I do have it. Yeah, I was. My plan is to come back to you after I did a quick walk around. So.
No, don't worry about it. I'm just making sure everybody remembered.
No,
that's all.
Got it.
That's
I
all.
got it in my notes.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do 20.
20.
Yeah. Ah. Okay. Rolling. Oh, that's not... Wait a minute. Your skill percentage... That doesn't look right. Let me take a quick look at something. Ymir. Character sheet. And it's find contraband. Oh, that's why. That's why. Base skill 26 plus 4. Here we go. 26 for level 4. Bonus. Nothing right now. Okay, do me a favor and go ahead and roll that again. And when you can go ahead and put in the 20 for the bonus again, and let's make sure this rolls properly. We will be doing some re-rolls every once in a while, guys. Here we go. Now you needed a 46 or under, and you got a 23. So you succeed. I don't know if you guys see how different that is from what it just did, but anyway, now we've got a nice clean roll that succeeds. As you do, start looking around for anybody that might have some illicit goods aboard. The only person that you notice that really kind of raises an eyebrow is this individual. Are you guys able to see him? Did that just pop up?
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, not
no.
on my end.
No, that was just me.
Let me go like this. Okay, he should.
I was like,
when I go Shift Z.
oh, hey, what's up, brother?
All right, so you see him pop up on your radar. Where as you're looking around, you kind of realize, yeah, this dude's got the look. He's got the look of somebody that's he's probably got something interesting. And as
Definitely is a holder.
As you scan over to him, he actually sees you looking at him and just gets this big sly smile as he lights a long marlin spike with some kind of strange cigarette shoved in the end of it. It looks jet black, and it almost looks like it's wrapped in skin, whatever it is he's smoking.
Probably a clove.
As he puts a little purple flame up to it, it sparks bright green, and all of these like fucking sparking trails and wisps of smoke that are tinged green and purple go up into the air. As he takes that first drag, you actually notice that his eyes shine a deep purple for just a split second as he's looking at you from behind his shades. You see the light come up around the back of the shades and illuminate his face slightly. Now, his face is fucked up, bro. He does not look like that image. His face, he looks like a smoker. Straight up looks like a fucking hardcore smoker. And he's rough, bro. He's real rough. There's also something about him that he looks like maybe he's mutated a little bit. His flesh just kind of looks off somehow, and even though the light isn't great, you're noticing that, yeah, there's something weird about this fucking guy. But you were looking for somebody that might have some weird shit, and you found him. So, all right. Okay, at this, what would everybody like to be doing?
I want to walk over here.
Okay. As you come over, you realize there's a staircase that leads up right here. And as you come over and around, you also notice, oh, the bathroom facilities are down here. Okay.
Oh, I gotta pee. Let me take a jersey real quick.
All right. You go in the stall, and you start relieving yourself. What's that, Kilo? What do you want to do?
I was gonna go over to Mirror.
Okay. You approach him. As you do, you notice that the turret kind of like hovers on you for just a moment, sensing your motion, and quickly decides that you're not a threat and continues spinning itself around looking for one. You're now over next to your mirror, and Yotek, Wotech, you
I'd be
got
pretty calm because I'd be used to tech like this, or at least familiar with tech like this, correct?
absolutely, absolutely. You actually noticed several interesting details about the turrets themselves, and realize that these are definitely off-world technology. You also would guess that they're not standard like projectile weapons. You would guess that just from the components that you can see, these are some kind of advanced particle beam, and those are relatively rare. That's very, very advanced technology, and it's sought after because it's able to overcome a lot of defenses that work against other kinds of projected energy. So, all right. What are you wanting to? Are you wanting to engage in conversation, or is there anything else you're wanting to do?
I'll pull out the device he gave me, and I'll give him like a nod, like do you want to me to do? You want to mess with this? Kind of like, is this a good time? Essentially.
Ymir is kneeling by Wotek on, like, right next to him on the same bed and kind of just patting his neck. And he understands from Bren's motions what he's asking. So he just nods at him and hits his chest one time so he understands.
Okay. All right. So are you wanting to go ahead and load that up?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Okay. All right. You take the chip out.
I'll also turn on my translator too. So if there is a dialect that it doesn't understand, maybe I can set it to maybe either translate for me, or if I can understand it, translate
Yeah,
for him best.
like
it
a
could.
vice versa. One
Uh,
for him, one for the other.
I'll just
okay.
get it ready in case.
Yeah. Absolutely. You basically just set it to open to where it's going to kind of quietly translate everything that comes across. And let's see here. Okay, so as you activate your little mini computer and you insert the data chip, it spins up and starts extracting the data. You find that essentially this is a basic map, okay? And as you're looking at it, let me make sure this works just right. As you're looking at it, you see this. Okay. Are you guys able to zoom in and look around at stuff?
Yes.
Good. All right. You see that you guys are pinging on this thing. Right. Dude, I need to make this smaller. Let's see. There we go.
Also, while this map is up, is it possible for me to do total recall?
Absolutely. Spend your points. You got it.
As they're doing that, can I be done with my drizzle? My nizzle?
Yes, you can. All right.
I'm gonna walk this way, and as I'm walking by, I see Harmony, and I go ahead and give her like a pick my hand up and put out like 2 fingers, and like touch the tip of my forehead, and like throw it at her like a salute to a certain extent, like hello.
Okay.
And I walk toward the my group.
Okay.
She's there.
Excellent. And as you do that, she notices you, and at this, she does the same. She actually bows her head and makes the same kind of salute. And you actually notice that she puts two fingers up to her eyes just before you turn around. She puts two fingers up to her eyes, and she points up, apparently suggesting that you take a look up at the deck above you. As you see this, you guys hear a large clanging, banging noise, and then several loud sirens and claxtons go off just momentarily, and then right away you guys feel a huge amount of acceleration as the ship very, very quickly seems to move away from the dock of its own volition, and then rocket forward fast enough to almost make you guys have to kind of check your balance. I mean, this thing jumps away from the dock and then launches. And you definitely get the sense that for such a massive vessel, it has some pretty sophisticated engineering for something this size to have that kind of prowess and agility. It's also interesting to all of you that it appears that this thing is able to move sideways quickly as well. That's very, very rare for any large ocean vessels to be able to do that. All right, you guys are all in the same area, and Dex, as you look down, at what they're looking at, you're now able to see
Oh, sugar.
the map as well.
Fresh. Oh,
All right.
snap.
So now one thing that you guys notice as you're looking at this map, so we don't have you on as tokens. Okay, good. So you can see the whole thing. One thing that you guys notice as you're looking at this map is that it should be that most of the stuff to the northeast of you, or I'm sorry, to the northwest of you, is blank, right? Up where it says like Colorado Baronies, like directly below that, it's mostly blank, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Directly below that cluster of red dots, yes.
Good. Perfect.
Above the Colorado Baronies, yes.
So that's the one conspicuous thing that you guys notice is that most of the map around you appears to be blank, but directly to the northwest, you see the destination of KeterFall clearly marked. You guys can see that, right? KeterFall, it should be directly above where it says New Durango.
Mhm.
So you guys see the text and the little...
Yeah, I see it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as you guys
Sorry.
see that, although you don't have everything directly around you opened up, and even though this is a very macro map that's pulled way back, you realize that this is an incredibly, incredibly useful source of information. And that you now have a map that most people on this continent would kill to get. This is extremely valuable information, and it looks like it's relatively time accurate, meaning that it wasn't made 50 years ago where even the environment has changed dramatically. So, you guys also see that your destination has been marked for you in KeterFall. That is where everyone needs to rally in order to basically start applying for the position with the Merc Company, okay? So Kilo used his ability and total recall that good. Kilo, if you can continue trying to make a note of what you total recall, that would be great. And we should be able to I'm over. What's the best way to do this? You can literally just join them back into the Players tab. Perfect. Okay, so we should all be back on the ship. And as you guys are looking at that, Kilo, you realize that it would be very easy for you to just share that information on whatever devices anyone else has. So if you're interested, Dex, do you have a little portable computer?
I do.
Okay. If you're interested, you guys are easily able to transfer that data over. Bear, I kind of don't think your guy does, but I have no idea. So if you want to check in your gear, if I don't know if he has some kind of little,
I'll enter the coordinates into my handheld computer and then share that info onto Akama's handheld computer. I'm sure we've probably done a little bit of testing at least.
Yes.
What's that
In
stupid
fact,
thing
that would
iPhones
be
do when you bump the other phone and then share
Oh,
some
yeah.
information? Something like that.
That'd be a
You can
good
airdrop it.
that'd be a good practice for you guys to get into too, is to make
Airdrop
sure
back
that
each other's shit.
you're getting like
that's what it's
communications
called.
system set up, so that when you guys are out in the field, like, you may want to invest in getting some headsets and get, you know what I mean. So
Of course, yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I'll airdrop basically the after I input the data that I got from that into my device, I'll basically airdrop it onto Dex's.
Excellent. Okay, so
Yeah, I have no personal computer, but that doesn't matter to Emir because he was going to let Ren safeguard it anyway. He understands that Ren is much more adept with that realm of this universe,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he basically signs at him like, you keep it, you hold on to it, because he doesn't have anything to translate it. But if he needs the information, of course anybody can
okay,
just pull
right
it
at
up on
this,
it.
a thunderous boom echoes from the opposite loading cargo door that you guys came in. It sounds loud enough and strong enough that it may, if repeated, actually bust the wall in right at the cargo loading door. And as you hear that huge boom, it actually shakes the ship. You guys all look up from what you were paying attention to over in that direction, and you see the inner panel of that large vault-like door shudder enough to where some dust breaks loose from the beams above and drifts down in the dim light. Both turrets within eyeshot whip over to that side and train on it. Both lights go red instantly. You also see targeting lasers point right to the opening seam of the vault door. At this, the other passengers, they all seem to start and jump a little, but none seem to get too awfully concerned. You do notice that both of these individuals over here with the sarcophagus, they both stand with the sarcophagus behind them,
I
and
don't
they both
see
get
anything.
prepared.
Yeah, I don't
If
see
you've
anything.
got something pulled
Oh, wait.
up.
Oh, no,
Actually,
They're right
I'm
here.
yeah, I'm just talking about the.
Oh, okay.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Too.
So anyway, you just see that they kind of surround the sarcophagus and get in a mildly prepared stance, but they don't even draw their weapons. This seems
But
more
somewhat
like out of
defensive.
protocol. Yeah, it's somewhat, yes.
I mean,
They look like they're
prepared for
ready to
defensive,
get.
yeah.
They're prepared to get prepared. Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody else, like I said, they kind of just seem like almost like this isn't that out of the ordinary to them, and they're just gonna kind of chill out, and if shit gets really bad, then they'll do something. A lot of them are, there's a few large mech type individuals and a few aliens that are covered pretty well, but you can tell they've got strange appendages sticking out of strange areas, and individuals with strange colored skin and either larger or smaller than normal. But for the most part, you're not seeing anybody really kind of like charging up, getting ready, anything like that. They're all pretty sedate. Okay, at this, Bear, I want to jump back to you. You were finishing a thought. I just want to give you the opportunity for that.
Well, at that, because Ymir obviously sees or senses the turrets train their sight, his ears perk up after he signs to Ren, keep the data chip, safeguard it for me. His ears kind of train. He notices the energy in the room, but because of how the turrets reacted, his ears kind of snap and his vision kind of snapped towards the disturbance of where it came from.
Okay.
Still sitting next to Wotek, remaining calm, but his ears have snapped. His senses have said, focus on what went down, and he's just kind of assessing the situation.
Okay. All right, Ren, what are you doing?
You said the sound came from above us?
It came from the vault door.
The vault door, okay.
Opposite the one you guys came in, so it's the one on the right side of the ship. You guys are going to have to help me with this. I know, like, stern and aft, but port and starboard, I can never remember which is left and which is right.
Don't worry, man. I don't remember either.
So.
And I'm part of the Navy, so to say.
Right on, dude. I definitely don't feel as bad now. Yeah, but it's the right side large door. And actually, you guys notice that this dude, as soon as the bang happens, he jumps way the fuck over and comes over and basically hides behind the turret. And he just sits down like Native American style and continues smoking his pipe back towards the turret and facing away from where the loud boom came, almost like he's just going to try and ignore it.
How close are we to this door that had the big bang? Like, to where I'm at right now?
You guys should be able to use your ruler to see any kind of distances, and it should be accurate.
I just don't know what the door is from where I'm at. I don't know where you were saying the door was.
Oh, it's actually right here.
Right there. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't positive. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and cut things back a little so you guys will see more of these objects next time. These are just kind of early attempts. So.
Well, I guess hearing that big bang.
Another huge boom reverberates from the same door.
I'll grab my rifle out from slung on my shoulder and just ready it, and then I'll, just in case, I'll pop armor of Bithan.
Okay. All right. You're casting it from your suit or from your
suit?
From your suit. Okay. As you cast, you had forgotten about your beard, unfortunately, and as you cast,
about my beard, but...
as you cast, you realize that it would have been good to shave your beard before you cast again, so because of this little quirk. Now I want you to roll a 20-sided dice for me. Now, this is going to be a physical endurance check. Very simple.
Super simple.
As you cast.
Oh yeah.
19, nice. All right, as you cast, you very luckily, like a person who has just ravenously swallowed half of a turkey leg, you really instantly realize that you've made a dramatic mistake that could cost you your life. And as the armor goes up and you feel the protective influence of it surround you, you also feel your neck instantly become constricted, and at the very last moment, you angle your neck up and back, allowing the torrent of extra hair that has just burst forth from your neck and your jaw to explode out of the bottom of your mask. You fear that if you would have had your head down any further, it literally would have crushed your windpipe because it exploded out of you so quickly.
Victorian-style collar of beard sticking out of the bottom.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. You've got ruffles of beard now, bro. So as you
I will quickly type into my computer. I need a just fucking spell and armor ASAP.
all right, you also have the familiar expulsion, that little baby burp up, that spit'll happen, and as the frothy dwarven ale foam bursts forth from your nostrils and a bit from your mouth, it has even less room to get away from your face. And this time, it actually spritzes up in your eyes a little. It covers your cheeks just a touch. And it can't quite completely evacuate from your nose. And so you have this really thick, musty dwarven ale liquid right up in your olfactory canals. So you're definitely not. It's not the best smelling thing. Dwarves are not known for foo-foo drinks. So kind of smells like donkey ass a little bit. If we're being honest. All right, so you are armored up, though, sir. You are armored up. Let's switch over to Akama. What are you doing?
I'm going to. You know what? I'm gonna throw on my fancy armor.
Okay. You go ahead and suit up.
And then I'm gonna look at my crew and I'm gonna say, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I want to check it out. I want to go upstairs. You know, I don't know if you guys are down, but I want to go upstairs.
Okay. What do we respond with, Ymir?
Ymir, seeing his two fellow compatriots, what they did with their armor, doesn't cast his armor because he senses the energy in the room of, you know, people knew that it was kind of a threat, but they weren't really jumping to combat straight yet. But being prepared, instead of his hammer, because he's now in a more confined space, he just taps his axes twice. So I'm going to ready my combat axe profile.
Okay.
My dual axes. He sheathes his hammer on his back, slings the massive world maker behind his back. It hangs from its sheath on his back, and he taps both of his axes as he will attack with them if he needs to in the future.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, as I'm saying I'm gonna go upstairs, I'd kind of do like a sign language, like point to myself, and then point up, like to
Oh,
the sky, like
you guys
I'm
still
going
have the
upstairs.
translators going, but
Oh,
if
fresh.
I were
Cool, cool,
you,
cool.
I think that's a great idea, and I would kind of be doing that. You guys may want to get in the habit of starting to use, like, if you've noticed groups of people that don't all speak the same language, it goes a lot better when people start automatically throwing in hand gestures. It helps us understand each other on a very basic level. You guys know what I'm talking about? So if you, as you are communicating, that probably would help breach or bridge that kind of chasm a little bit. So, but the translator is working properly, and as you say that, he picks it up as well. Okay, so Ymir understands, and Ren, what do you want to do as you hear this?
So he's asking us to go upstairs. Do I have an idea from where this bang came from? That's on the outside of the ship, the outside of the hull, or just from this door that's inside? I'm still confused by the door.
It sounds to you like something massive outside of the ship is slamming against that door trying to get in.
I wasn't sure if the door was like a door on the inside of the ship before it went outside, but that door as access to the outside. I'll follow in suit with Akamba then to go up at top.
Okay. All right. Okay, now. Am I, Ymir, are you wanting to follow upstairs as well?
Yes, indeed. Ymir, after tapping his axes and preparing himself mentally after understanding what Dex said, he's preparing to follow with the group. He kind of, um, he beckons for Wotek to come over to his side. So, basically, like, brother, follow me upstairs. Join me. Let us get out of this box for a minute.
Okay. This is how he responds. Oh, goddamn it. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. You know what? I'm going to make that a macro. That would help to have that right there.
Did you send it, Odin?
There we go. Just sent it.
Good.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna make a macro for whispers so that I could just pop it really quick for each of you guys. It'll help.
Okay, got you.
Okay. So that's the impression he gives, and he goes back to the pad and kind of like hunkers down. And this time he actually lays down and turns his head away from where the slamming sound came.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, at this reaction, seeing what his shield brother does, Ymir turns to both of his allies and is kind of, he points to the door and gives a firm shake to his head, like, be careful or let's not go there. You know, it's a stern warning of caution. It's clearly visible in his scowl as he shakes his head because of the sense that he got off of his shield brother.
Okay. And what do you guys want to do?
Go proceed.
Okay.
He's proceeding, I will follow.
All right. Ymir, as you see them head forward, what are you doing?
Ymir is torn. He thinks of nothing but protecting his allies, but what his shield brother said to him, or what he sensed off of his shield brother, has given him great pause to his steps as he goes, because Wotek is usually never not at his side when it comes to this. So for him to give him such a stern impression on something has given him great pause as he steps, because he doesn't know how he's going to react without his Shield Brothers support in the coming events.
Okay. So
But
we're
still slowly following the group,
slowly following.
cautiously
Okay.
following the group, but very. The party can tell he's extremely conflicted with the steps he takes now, whereas before he was very ready for whatever came next. Now he is kind of not necessarily hesitant,
Just
but
tentative.
you can, yes, exactly.
I get you. I get you. All right. Let me drop this right quick. Okay. Little sketchy motherfucker right here. This dude that's behind the turret, this is actually what he looks like. Okay? I said he was rough, and I didn't lie. He's a smoker, guys. He's a fucking, what's he going to do? So this dude gets his crusty bobblehead shaken back and forth, lifts it up in between hits of his pipe, and he looks up at all three of you as you're getting over to the fucking stairs. Now, Ren, you've just started looking up the stairway, and you've seen a large mechanical hatch that seals off the upper deck. And it has a little control panel and stuff next to it. Before you can even really start kind of gauging what's going on up there, Mr. Smoker speaks up, and he asks all three of you in a loud, kind of screechy voice that sounds like his throat has had years of chemical burns applied to it slowly. He screams out, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he stands up and holds his hands up, letting his long marlin spike with the strange cigarillo in the end ash all over himself as he does so. He spreads his hands open and drops his pipe and holds his hands out almost as if trying to command you guys to stop. And he just looks completely freaked out. What do you do?
Seeing this weird little man creature walk up to him and yell at him in such a loud, screechy voice, Ymir doesn't quite understand. He almost takes offense to it, and so in Gigantic, he goes, "Vashtak mena," which means, "Do you offer offense?" And kind of stares blankly, dangerously blankly at this strange little tumor of a person staring down at this tumor of a person, not understanding quite what his deal is, because he's never quite seen a human shape with a head shape.
Looks like a shit you had this morning.
All right. So you do that, kind of quizzically look over at him and just almost mockingly kind of ask, "What the fuck?" All right. All right. So, Ren.
Yeah, I'll turn to him. I'm just, what do you mean?
Okay, and he is speaking in English. He just says, "Nobody goes up there. Nobody goes up there. Just take your ride. We're heading to the mainland. They'll take care of it. This ship's made it dozens of times. Just everybody, just stay calm."
What's up there?
Okay. At this, he kind of makes a gesture, putting his shoulders up, shrugging his shoulders, and just kind of goes, "Who fucking knows?" But he reaches into his bag, his little fanny pack, and he produces a little clear cellophane bag that has three more of the little fucking cigarillos that he was smoking in it. And he goes, here, you guys take this, just sit down and chill out. We'll be there in just a couple of hours.
Ymir's still on his heels at what the little man said to him, so he's just darting his eyes back and forth at Ren and Akama, like, what the fuck is going on here? Is he talking shit? Like,
I say quietly into the translator, he's given us a warning.
Okay.
Like, not quietly, like just between me and him. It's
okay.
The other guy
Excellent.
Said I'm not worried about it. I'm just not going to be like loud about it.
Absolutely, it goes through just fine.
So I look at Ymir and I put my hand like on his I guess how tall are you?
12 feet.
I was gonna put it on your shoulder, but I guess I'll put it on your dick. That's where it's
12 feet, brother.
You said 9 feet?
12
feet.
12 feet.
Yeah, that's true. His dick's right where everybody's head is. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean,
which, by the way, this is a nice tall. I know I showed you guys the image earlier, but it's a full cargo kind of deck, so plenty of room.
High ceilings.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I guess I won't put my hand anywhere, but I'll look at him and I'll kind of have like the hand motion of like, dribbling a basketball, but like, going up and down. Like, oh, don't worry about it, it's okay.
Okay.
Like, just chill out, kind of.
Ymir kind of cocks his head at a comma's gesture, not really understanding, but hearing the translator that what Ren said, Ymir settles down. You can tell he's off the balls of his feet now. He's kind of relaxed. His breathing has slowed. His fangs have receded. His
Okay.
jaw has receded back to a much more neutral state, and he just kind of looks inquisitively at the tumor man now, holding these little sticks in his face, not really understanding, because all he heard was he's offering us a warning, but he's holding out these little sticks and these little sticks in front of his face. So he's wondering if this is the warning, the sticks, or he's actually giving him a warning for something bigger.
Man, he's definitely not putting it to your face.
That's true. Putting it
Putting
to
it,
my waistline.
not even to your shins. Homeboy's not even that tall.
True.
All right. So
Can I look at the poo-poo head looking dude?
okay.
And say, what's your name there, stranger?
Okay. At this, he looks at you kind of quizzically, and he goes, "They call me Blitz." He goes, "But we don't need to be pals." He goes, "All I want is for you guys to just calm down and not rock the boat, so to speak." He says, "Just take these. I call them my pixie sticks. You gotta fucking love them. Just take these, sit down." He says, "I have a big old quaalude for the bear. The bear's gonna feel just fine after about half an hour. Just sit down, get stoned, chill out, don't rock the boat. Nobody want." And at this, a huge fucking boom resounds throughout the entire cabin that you guys are in. The ship easily rocks 10 degrees away from the impact, jostling everybody over to the left-hand side of the boat. The sound is loud enough that it covers a smaller sound that happens, but you all still pick it up just slightly. You've just heard something within the frame of the actual kind of vault-like large door. Something has just given way in a pretty critical way. You're not sure how many more blows this thing could take. You all are able to see that the inner surface of the door has now warped just a little bit. And at this, you now see that the monk and Harmony, they both turn towards the sarcophagus and begin doing something. Their backs are towards you, but they're both facing the sarcophagus and doing something physical to it. They're moving their arms. You can hear some little clicks and whirs of machinery. You're not sure exactly what's happening, but they're actually interacting with the sarcophagus in some way. Yeah, all right. The other individuals in the boat seem to just be kind of chilling out. Individuals seem to be getting a little more worried, but for the most part, a lot of them seem to just be kind of kicking back, maybe under the assumption that if something happens, we're fucking dead. Like, we're not, there's no way we're,
So
you
most
know.
are ignoring this banging.
Yes.
And then some are looking
Or
nervous, but no
maybe
one is
maybe a
reacting
better
besides
way.
us.
Yeah, maybe a better way to say it would just be that they are accepting whatever risk is happening right now as part of the standard operation of this vessel. You know what I'm saying? So
Like turbulence in a plane.
exactly, kind of like those guys that drive the
Some
buses on
people
the
freak
side of
out
the
about it,
mountain.
and
It's the, I mean, the passengers, you can jump out, but you're fucking dead. So there's no, all right, so you guys, what are we doing? Ren, as you look up at the control panel, you do see indications, and you are such a savant with technology. That's why I'm going to be kind of skipping over a lot of basic explanations and so forth. I'm just going to kind of let you know what you're gleaning just at a moment's glance. And if you want to use skills and so forth and abilities and so forth to get deeper with it, you can. But for the most part, you just looking at tech and machinery, you're going to get a lot of info out of it. So as you're looking at this hatch setup, essentially you can tell that it's a like medium grade security protocol in place, but you are extremely confident that I believe you have. Do you have computer hacking? I think you have programming, operation. Let's take a real quick look.
I've got computer operation, computer programming, computer repair, cybernetic basics, biomechanic.
Okay, so let's you could do a roll on computer programming to try and just very quickly and easily exploit like a backdoor that you know is common to this model of security panel, or you do have your psionic abilities, which, I mean, they, in some cases, I believe you're able to directly take control of machinery.
I mean, I could go do machine ghost, yeah.
So you've got lots of options that you know. The question is, do you want to open it?
Yeah,
right?
I'll look to Okama. I'm not sure this is our best course of action.
But I just want to see.
Well, that's a foolish reason to possibly go and sacrifice our lives and everyone else on the ship.
So don't follow me.
Okay, at this, you guys feel the boat sway first away from the sounds of the impact, and then shortly after, it sways towards it. And you actually get the sense that something large has just gone underneath the boat and come up on the other side. At this, you hear a huge impact on that side's cargo bay doors that you actually entered from. With this, the boat rocks easily 10 degrees again, this time in the opposite direction to the right. You're all kind of displaced a little bit, and you're starting to wonder if this ship is really going to hold. You hear up ahead in the cargo bay where you guys had seen the vehicles had been stored and some other, shit. You hear some cargo straps snap, and some kind of large piece of machinery slides out of place and bangs into some other large piece of machinery. You hear the crunching of metal and some grinding, and what sounds like maybe glass shattering. Now, as soon as this happens, you guys hear what sounds like the roar of some huge apex predator. And as you hear that,
Nice.
Coming from very, very close to that last point of impact on the vault doors that you came in, as you hear this huge, roaring, gargantuan, fucking thunderous screech, you guys right away, every one of you feels a tremendous charge of electricity surge through you. Now, it's not enough to hurt any of you or do any significant damage, but you feel it literally being conducted through the ship. And as this feeling comes over you, you hear this monumental arcing, this sizzling of ozone, like a bolt of lightning as large as a skyscraper flying through the air above the ship. Now, the booming clap that it makes is nearly deafening, even surrounded by the hull of mega damage that you guys are encased in right now. It rattles your fucking teeth and actually vibrates you so forcefully that it causes each one of you to kind of catch yourselves. Now, as this happens, you guys hear a loud hissing, release of gas. And as you guys gather your wits, in the next split second, as you glance over, you see the sarcophagus start cracking open, and the two individuals, Harmony and the monk, both step back, and they appear to allow whatever was inside to step forth.